my big two things that I'm looking for this coming Thursday. All right. We talk about it being probably a must win at this point in the year. The two big things I'm looking for, I want to know what the lineup's going to be. Not to beat up Kylie Feuerbach anymore, but this is the last thing I'll say, and we can move on from that discussion. I do think other players have earned a chance to start at this point, whether it's Taylor McCabe or Taylor Strimlow. Those are probably the only two options that you have for that other starting spot. But listen to her stats, averaging 5.9 points per game, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 1 steal, 2.6 rebounds, shooting 65% from the free throw line. She's shooting 25% from 3, and Kylie is shooting 31.6% from the field as a whole. Those numbers are really bad.
Hell, Jada might be able to do better than that.
I agree. I mean, seriously.
With the same amount of time.
That's what I'm saying. Like, at this point, I don't know that there's any way you can possibly, unless you're going to go with the psyche notion, like you're trying to protect her psyche in hopes that she turns it on. But I'm waiting for even signs. Now, she had like, 1 or 2 games at the very beginning of the season where she played really well. She played well down in Charlotte against Vatek. But that has been the outlier. That has not been the norm. She's not just in a funk. This has been the norm. That has been the outlier. So, who's the starter? What's the starting lineup look like? I shouldn't be disrespectful to Aaliyah Guyton because, I could see them starting Aaliyah. I think you and I could both see them starting Aaliyah. We saw them do that at Illinois. So maybe she should be in the mix as well there between Taylor Strimlow, Taylor McCabe, Aaliyah Guyton. But any one of those three, I wouldn't have a problem with any one of them at this point starting.
The problem is if we want Hannah to be at the 5, then that means 2 of them got to start. But go ahead.
Although, could you start? Could you go with a lineup of Aaliyah, Lucy, Sid, Hannah, and O'Grady? I don't know how much that does for you. You still have the issues with Hannah being kind of uncomfortable at the 4.
Yeah, you would have to become more of a either a run and gun team or you got to do set plays. You can't run a motion offense with Hannah at the 4.
They need to run more.
Yeah, I agree.
Need to run more. They're not good enough in the half court. And by the way, if people are curious about Indiana's numbers, as it relates to points given up per game, Indiana's in the bottom 7 of the Big Ten in point per game defense. So they are not inside. We'll do the math there. They're not inside the top 11 in the Big Ten in scoring defense. Hey, Kyle said earlier he thinks that they got a lot of open looks and just missed them. They have not been very good from 3 all year. We know that. They've had games here and there where they've made a number of threes. Taylor gave you a 4 tonight. If Taylor McCabe doesn't give you 4 threes, let's see, Strimlow made 1 off the glass, and Guyton came in and made 1. That's it. So Mulaney was 0 of 4. Olsen was 0 of 3, and then a Falter and Feuerbach combined for 0 of 2. The question was last year when Caitlin Clark graduated, or I should say left. She graduated and left. The question was, would the fans stay locked in? And this team right now is, 2 and 4 in the conference? And these fans are kind of acting like football fans are when Iowa football is doing poorly. I'll be honest, Kachine, I've been doing this for 4 years now, this show, for football and men's basketball. When men's basketball fans, when their team loses and they start to go on they just check out. And not all of them, but a lot of them just check out. They get apathetic. So I give credit to the fan base because you could easily just check out this time of year. Hey, I'm going to watch the playoffs. The fact that this many people show up for a show like this, I think is just a microcosm of how locked in the fan base is still. And that place was still full today. It's going to be full. Obviously, the season is sold out. Fans aren't going to stop showing up. And this team's not out of the NCAA tournament race. We need to make sure we've established that. But they're kind of like the men. They have to get some signature wins. Kachine, what would your 5 be? And Laura agrees. Laura wants to hear about your starting 5 as well. Who would you start against Nebraska this Thursday? And is McCabe in that lineup? against her old. Hey, it's also a game where Taylor McCabe has extra reason to play well because it's against her home state.
So here's the problem with Nebraska is they have that beast of a post player.
Markowski.
However, I will go into it telling Hannah that she has to be just as active as she was against Audie Crooks. That's the kind of defense that she will have to have against her because Addie cannot guard her from the 3-point line. So I'm starting Hannah at the 5.
Okay.
Sydney at the 4. I'm probably going with Lucy at the 1.
Okay.
Taylor McCabe at the 2.
Okay.
And I'm going. I'm gonna go with Taylor Stremlo at the 3.
Stremlo's playing the 3.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's not bad. I don't. That's interesting. That's an interesting.
I think that I was struggling because the issue you'll run into is I don't like Aaliyah Guyton, Lucy, and Taylor McCabe together. I don't like that 3.
Yeah.
We lack toughness in that group, and I don't like that. So that's why Taylor Stremlo gets the nod over Aaliyah, specifically because I know I have to start McCabe because of her shooting ability and kind of like she's been driving up. She had a little fire today, so I like that.
Yeah, she did.
But that's who I would go with, only because I need a little toughness out of that group.
Okay. I like that answer, actually. That's intriguing.
Nobody shoot me. Thank you.
Rich says, how about going with Hannah, Addie, Ava, Stremlo, and Olsen?
I don't even know what offense we would run with that.
So basically...
Clog up the paint more is what he said.
So Hannah's playing the 3? Who's playing the 3?
Hannah's
playing the 3.
Yeah, Ava playing the 4 and Addie's playing the 5.
Who's gonna make shots? I want to know.
And Stremlo can't shoot either. None of them could shoot.
Lucy can shoot.
I mean, from inside the 3.
The Hawkeyes will take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers on Thursday evening. That game begins at 6 p.m. Central Time. It'll be televised on Big Ten Network. So all the people who complain about BTN or Big Ten Plus and Peacock, enjoy the game on Thursday night. We'll have post-game coverage. And, of course, like and subscribe here from the Hawkeye of the Storm before you leave. And if you're interested in donating to the show, you can do that. There are links to Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, all in the description of every one of our videos. So check that out. It's a way you can support the channel and the show.